In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to do the perfect curtain bangs. I hope you guys watch all the way to the end because this is super exciting. I do this in the salon a lot and I'm so excited to share it with you. You're going to need a pair of shears, preferably professional shears, and a comb. And you're going to be combing the hair, split it in the middle, and comb the hair a lot using your finer tooth comb, so the finer side of the comb. The next thing you want to do is establish the length. You want to establish how the hair is going to sit on your face, or if you're doing it for someone, you want to establish how this is going to bring out their features. Is it going to sit on their cheekbones? Is it going to bring out their eyes? Is it even something that's going to suit them? Now, I find curtain bangs suit a lot of people, so I'm pretty sure this is going to look great. You can do it on longer bangs as well. So even if you want this to reach your jaw, you can also do this technique. You really don't have to stick to short curtain bangs for this. Now I'm wetting the hair. I want to make sure that everything that I'm going to be working on is going to be damp and has the same consistency of dampness, not dripping wet, just damp. And as you can see, I am combing a lot. I comb the hair a lot because this is such a precise haircut. This is the bang. You want to make sure that it's going to look perfect. So I want to separate the front from the rest of the hair. Which part am I going to cut away from the hair? I'm not going to be doing any haircut on the rest of the hair. I want to just cut the bangs or the fringe. So you want to establish the amount of hair that you're going to be using and make sure that it's symmetrical on both sides, and it's also very clean. You want to take very clean sections, very sharp, clean sections, because like I said, this is going to be your bangs and you want it to be perfect. If it's too short, it's going to be a problem, or if it's uneven, it's not going to look good. You can section the bangs away from the rest of the hairline, which can be a little bit thinner. So once you get to those thinner, finer areas in the front, you can stop and section the bangs away from the rest of the hair. I'm combing away the rest of the hair and then I'm going to clip it away. It's just as important to clip away the extra hair as it is to do the bangs themselves. Now I'm just going through a quick summary. The quick gist of this tutorial is basically I'm going to be taking these clean, straight horizontal sections from the front all the way to the back of the section of the fringe. And this is how we're going to be cutting the hair. So I'm using these clips, and I'm taking 2 clips because she has a lot of hair and I want to make sure I don't get any of the hair into the sections that I'm going to be working on, because that's very, very common and it can really throw you off for a loop if you get some odd hairs in there while you're working. Now part the hair in the middle and start taking those horizontal sections, very thin, clean sections, using your comb, the fine tooth part of the comb, and you want to scrape the comb against the scalp. You don't want to be too tender with this. You almost want to be very strong and you really want to press into the scalp to make sure you get the clean sections. Now we're establishing the length. If you think that your hair might shrink and be too short, leave the hair a little bit longer than you think it should be because it might bounce up. From the side view, this is going to hit the bridge of her nose and I really like that length. Pull the hair between your fingers at 90 degrees, so straight across from the head, and squeeze between your fingers. Curve your fingers out so you create a curve in the hair and cut horizontally straight across. And don't be scared, go ahead and take your first snip. I'm holding the hair super tense between my hands, so I am pulling at the hair with a very strong tension. So like I said, if you think that the hair is going to bounce, then you want to keep the hair a little bit longer, but don't loosen up the hair in your fingers. Do you see where I cut there? You want to leave the next layer a tiny bit longer than the first layer of hair that you cut. What that's going to do is it's going to create layers so that one layer is going to stack on top of the other, and then it's going to create a sweep onto the sides. So we just established our first guide and we're going to match the rest of the sections to this guide. I like to work one section at a time, so I'm starting into the left section and I can see where my guide is. I can see where I cut my first section and I'm leaving a little bit more space, about 1 millimeter difference between the last section and this new section, and I'm cutting straight across horizontally. When you twist your fingers out and you're pulling the hair out so that your fingers are kind of pointing to the sky, that's how the hair is going to flip out. And so the whole point of curtain bangs is that it's going to flip. You want the hair to flip out. You don't want to cut the hair under and you don't want to cut it straight. So this is the side view. If you were to take the hair from the side, it would be at a 90-degree angle straight across, and the first layer is going to hit the bridge, and then layer by layer is going to be sitting on top of each other to create a layered effect and a sweep effect. I hope this is making sense. It makes sense in my head, and I'm trying my best to explain it to you because I do this all the time in the salon, and I'm just hoping that this makes sense to you guys. So this is our next section, and I'm leaving a little bit of space. You can twist the hair if you want. I do this a lot, but just to keep this tutorial nice and easy and consistent, I'm doing exactly the same thing that I did in the previous section. I'm combing from underneath, pulling the hair out, and I'm curving my fingers so the hair curves as well, and then I'm cutting a horizontal section, and that's going to create that really nice swoopy effect. Now moving on to the other side, I'm matching up every single section to the section before, and I took out a lot of footage from this, but I combed so much. So if you're unsure or if your hair is really thick, comb a lot. Comb every section a million times and make sure that you are sectioning the hair very, very thinly. So you take in very thin, fine sections. I just measured the length and I found that one side is a little bit longer, so I'm just going to take off a little bit there, and there we go. That's looking good now. The reason one side was longer is because I'm standing on the side. Normally, if I'm working on a client, I will stand right in front of the client so that I get the most symmetrical result. So I'm dampening the hair as I move through every single strand because I want to make sure that every strand is evenly saturated with water. And I move through the hair exactly the same way, and I'm leaving every section a little bit longer than the one before. I like to comb in the middle first, and then from underneath. Curve your fingers out, match the previous section to the new section, and hold the hair really nice and taut between your fingers. Curve it out. This is our last section. Yay! We're almost done. Again, dampen the hair if you feel like the hair is starting to dry. Move with the hair. Keep your hair straight across out at 90 degrees and cut horizontally. Don't twist the hair too much. I don't think it looks good. I tried so many different techniques and I found this is the best technique for me. It looks amazing when it's done. So we're taking the last bit, and this is going to be really great because you want to keep the curtain bangs separate from the rest of the haircut. I'm not connecting the bangs to the rest of the hair. I'm not creating any other layers. You can if you want to, but for this tutorial, I'm just going to do just the curtain bangs on their own so that you guys can do it at home as well. So part it in the middle. Style the hair. Yep, it's looking good. I really like this. So I'm using a blow dry cream. This is a volumizing cream from Osis, and I'm rubbing it into the roots. It's a great product to have if you have really fine hair, you want some nice volume, you want your hair to be nice and fluffy, and you want to rub it into the roots and through the rest of your hair, and then we're going to blow dry it. But I do have to let you know that when I tried to blow dry it the way I would blow dry my client, the mannequin hair did not cooperate and it looked really, really funny. But this is how you should be blow drying your hair. You want to pull the hair out section by section, just like how you cut it, thin sections, and you want to pull it up as well to create more volume. Once you let this go on a real person hair, it's going to fall beautifully. But for some reason on the mannequin hair, it's very difficult to work with. It didn't really look that good, but I wanted to keep the footage here so that you guys can take a look at how you should be doing it at home. So I re-wet the hair and now I'm sectioning it and redoing the blow dry. If you have really coarse hair or hair that is already really bouncy and maybe really frizzy and dry, this could be the best technique for you. You want to blow dry your hair down from the center part so that it doesn't pull up so much. So if you don't want any volume, this is what you should be doing. And pull the hair in the direction that you want it to dry. So you twist the hair section by section according to how you want it to dry. Don't pull it up too high or else you'll get a ton of volume. You want to pull it downwards towards the floor, and that will give you that twisted effect. And you can see from those layers on the brush how the hair stacked on top of each other to create that nice twist and the layered effect that we need for this haircut. Now you want to twist the hair, hold the hair down in the middle to create that kind of really cute tent effect, literally a curtain in the middle. It really brings out your features. I love a good curtain bang, and you want to hold the hair down so that it cools if it's still warm. Now take a texture spray. I'm using the Kevin Murphy bedroom hairspray. It is literally the best for curtain bangs. It's the only thing that's going to allow your hair to sit the way it's meant to sit, especially if you have difficult bangs and you want to layer this spray on. You don't want to spray too much on. It can get a little bit sticky if you overdo it, but it's literally the best. It brings out the layers, it brings out the pieciness in the hair, and you can mold it and move it the way that you want it to be. It's really the best texture hairspray in the world. Now is styling time. I'm loving the way it's looking. I take out the clips from the back of the hair and I want to make sure that it looks good with the rest of the haircut because I'm not cutting the rest of the hair, so I just want to make sure that this is looking good. I had already given her a textured haircut. This mannequin is from Hair Art. It was from a haircutting class that I took, so I know that she's already got a haircut and color done, so she looks great. Now I'm throwing in some beach waves, some curls, some kind of movement in her hair because I want this look to be absolutely perfect. I'm doing random curls. One is facing the back, one is facing the front. I'm not really following any rules with this. I'm just creating some tousled beach waves so that it just looks more well put together. Now on the ends, I'm just kind of pulling the hair down so that it's nice and loose and messy. It's not supposed to be perfect. I want the curtain bangs to be perfect, but I don't want the rest of the hair to be perfect. The rest of the hair is meant to be super messy and cool. This is my favorite part. If you're a client in my chair, I would be zhuzhing your hair at the roots, really giving you a ton of volume at the roots and breaking up the curls on the ends so that it looks really messy and curly after I've already sprayed in some texture spray. And then pressing, you can press the curtain bangs in together so that it creates that kind of really nice V and creates like more of a curtain look. That's the whole point of the curtain bangs. It's really, really beautiful. You can twist the hair so that it sits better. If your hair is not cooperating, you can twist the hair and then spray in some texture spray, separate the top from the bottom to create more volume, make sure it looks good on both sides. And that is basically the full tutorial. There are so many different ways to do a curtain bang. This has been my favorite. The sectioning is horizontal sectioning, not V sections. A lot of people do V. I did V for the longest time, but I found the horizontal straight sections are the best. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're going to be doing it at home in the comments or if it helped you. And if you have any questions, you can always follow me on Instagram at Lina's Makeup and Hair. And I will see you in the next tutorial.